All right, beautiful people, it's the Sip&Talk podcast, best in the city, and we have a very important personality in the building, and no other but the music producer, the music consultant, and the all-time music best in the Southeast. No other but Young Rock and the craziest and the best producer ever in the city. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. And how are you doing too?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited today. I'm having the best times, and it's a pleasure having you here. And especially when I have drinks around me, I'm super duper hyper.
Yeah.
I'm always enjoying that. So today, I would love to tell you that today we have a very juicy topic for you, and it's going to be crazy. We want to know exactly the issue between producers and
Artists.
here. You know, I didn't want to introduce myself as Cool DJ Blaze because it's going to be like this is an attack. But no, everybody knows. So this is about you, your people, the people you produce, the people who work with you, the synergy and the energy that they bring to the production table. Yes, that's one thing we want to know today. And this is very important because there's always this complaint about producers. And also, in turn, producers have this complaint about artists. So I want to ask a very important question. Between the artists and the producers, who is to be blamed for wax songs?
Wax songs. First and foremost, we have to understand what wax song is all about. That's just the reality.
Okay, what do you term as whack?
Well,
you're a producer, so you tell us better what song makes more sense or not.
Okay. Before I have to say this, I'll have to tell you that this whole story is an ongoing war between artist and producer.
Okay.
It has been an ongoing war. Like sometimes they don't bring it out, they don't say it out. The other times it's just like a mind game.
Okay.
You know, wax songs or wax production. This is where we are going to, you know, look into the very reason why a song is tagged wax. Is it from the production or is it from the artist? So we also have to figure out where the whole problem is coming from.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So your question is like wax songs, who is to be blamed?
Exactly.
No, I wouldn't say it's going to be a one-sided issue, because for me, the way you ask the question, it looks like an ambush.
It's supposed to be an ambush. We want you to tell us the truth.
It sounds like an ambush, an attack on producers, but I have to set the records clear here, because I believe so much that before you come to the studio to make a song, you have to be 100% coordinated around your lyrics, around the song pattern, around the song structure. But if you look at today's music and musicians and artists, they are no longer interested in those things. Like I always have a few artists coming into the studio like, Baba, I want to work. Just make a beat, I go freestyle. You know, these are the things that they piss me off in most cases. Sometimes it feels like I want to break someone's head. You know, you don't tell me that you are aiming for limelight, you are aiming for fame, and then you are coming to tell me you want to freestyle in a studio.
But some people are talented.
There is no one.
Some people are that talented.
And I will tell you, I'll prove you wrong.
Okay.
Nobody is that talented. Because when you talk about freestyle, the definition of freestyle is bringing up anything anyhow. And you want to make a popular song, you have to be totally articulated about your writing. That is just
talking about freestyle. Talking about let's delve into this before headed. It's not like we're digressing from the initial topic, but you talking about freestyle. Are you trying to say that no person can have a calculated, a well-arranged freestyle? Some people could be that talented to have something good in their head.
Let me break it down for you.
Yeah.
Tell them that I said that nobody can be 100% freestyler. full time.
Okay.
Because before you talk about what a freestyle means, before we define what freestyle means, you have to understand that when it's called freestyle, then it's more like having another word, random.
That's understandable.
Random.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't tell me you're doing a good song, the one you call a good song,
Mm-hmm.
and you're doing random
Lyrics on
lyrics on
Okay.
it. Because a good song has to do with a progressive pattern of writing, rhyme schemes, good lyrical content, the flow.
Mm.
Do you understand?
I do.
These are the things that make up a good song. And these same things don't make up a freestyle.
Mm.
They can never make up a freestyle. So it will just be like, say, somebody just come here now and he wants me to discuss. Okay, let's say you want make a discuss with you around money.
Okay.
And then we are talking about money. You start talking about your village people. Like, it's out of the context.
You're getting deep. I feel like saying go deeper, daddy.
Do you
Okay,
understand?
see, now
You are not.
I
You're
want to
talking.
understand this part. You know, you already established your point that it's not possible to for anyone to be a complete
A complete
freestyler.
freestyler.
Fine and
Now,
good.
what these guys claim to be what they call freestyle,
Mm.
they have totally organized.
They already have these things
They have these things properly arranged.
Okay.
And then when they come to you,
They present it like a freestyle, and it seems like it's something that comes through their
tell
head
you it's freestyle, and
when it's actually not a freestyle.
when it's actually
So
not
they
a
actually
freestyle.
rehearsed before time.
Exactly. When I see freestyle, I'll tell you this is freestyle because the person will talk out of point.
At some point.
At all points.
At all points?
Yes. Because you can't.
I actually know of someone. I actually know of someone who does some kind of freestyles with things around. So that couldn't be out of point. Or are you trying to say that this particular person must have studied that environment?
It is out of point.
Okay.
Now I will tell you why it's out of point. What the person. Maybe I have to start calling names.
Right? Go ahead.
Like I've seen Dan Dizzy.
Okay.
You know, freestyling in the public.
Okay.
But I bet you he's not a freestyler.
Do you have a reason apart from what you already said?
The reason is why does he use a particular type of beat?
You think he pre-rehearsed it already?
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, you ask yourself again, when you're freestyling, like we are discussing now, we are focused on a particular angle. We are going on a direction of discussion, right?
Yeah.
There's a topic here we are trying to treat. A freestyler shouldn't do that. A freestyler does not do that.
Okay.
But when you find this kind of artists, you know, talking and rapping and freestyling, going in the same direction, picking up words here and there, no. Okay. Sometimes I just see, premeditated. Right?
Okay.
Now, we are talking about artists coming into the studio and...
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Yes,
let's go back to that.
I was actually trying to break it down.
For you to understand we have an understanding of this, yes, so we can finish
now,
that up.
So many artists will come and say, Baba, na freestyle. First thing I'll tell you, bro, if you're not ready to write, go home.
Okay.
I'd rather make a beat for you. Go home. Think about a theme of your song. Make a focus on what you are trying to write. Because if you're not articulated around your writing, then there will be no message to be passed.
I believe music is all about the message.
Exactly.
There has to be something, an information you're passing to the other person.
And the information has to be streamlined.
Yes, exactly. I believe that.
I'm sorry to mention Wizkid of those days. There was one of his songs.
Why are you sorry? You don't need to be sorry.
I want your body sleeping in my bed.
Okay.
Now, he actually did freestyle on that recording.
Okay.
And if you so listen to that song, you figure out that he was talking at random. Like, how come in a song he was singing, "Oh, the blessings of God is I'm serving the living God." Then the next line is, "I want you in my bed. I want your body in my bed." The next line, Tinubu Eleyin, Fashola Eleyin. As in,
Okay.
what is that?
Anticlimax.
Exactly. Now you understand the difference
But
between.
we never thought about this, you know that?
Because I have them in mind and I've been waiting to spill these things out. Like, artists should know the difference between coming to the studio to do freestyle and know when they are failing and when they are doing it right. Because you can't come to a studio and want a good beat and then you freestyle trash and expect the song to move. Except you have a billion.
So, in other words, you're trying to say that the artists are the reason for whack songs.
Well, we started from knowing what a freestyle is, right? We are trying to understand why bad songs and whack songs emanate, where they are originating from. And the most example I gave is artists coming to do freestyle.
Okay.
Then on the other hand, most producers also contribute to this whole, failure. They contribute to this entire whack song thing. Because I see no reason why a producer would watch an artist come and then sing your song, the artist will start reeling off so many things, and then the producer just records.
You know, I was actually coming to that. I have a battle in that area because right now I do not want to start pushing blames. I want to hear you talk. Then I can ask.
I actually want you to tell me the producers are the fault.
Yes, in a way. I'm not taking off the burden of guilt on the artist. Well, I think at some point, how do you get comfortable listening to an artist record something that is making entirely no sense, and you go ahead after recording, you mix, you master, and you put it out there? Now, it doesn't even sell a good image for you as a producer.
Exactly.
Now, I want to know why producers do that. Then we can come back to artists to know how they can actually improve on lyrics, delivery, and strong vocals as well. Because most people have good content but do not know how to deliver it. But the producers go see say, I don't do beat to drop. Finally, this person go record on top this beat, abi. During the time of recording, you know exactly that this person is not doing well. Even if it has to do with telling this person, go home, get something better, come back and record. And in some way, you're a music coach.
Yeah.
So in some way, I believe producers are supposed to be coaches.
Yes.
So you look for a way to coach this person right, make sure that this person is actually on point, hitting keys the right way. The person doesn't need to be amazing on the microphone to have a good song.
You don't have to be so perfect.
Now, sometimes you see artists packing lots of lyrics that actually makes no sense when you can actually use lesser lyrics and get a perfect delivery. But producers go ahead, record these songs, and let you go. Now, when you talk to random artists, especially the up-and-coming ones, they either put it on
the producer
for the reason that they bought a session or 2 sessions, they want to finish up, they pay the producer is not interested in taking too much time on this job, blah, 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 blah. And all this goes back to the producer. And this is for a case for an artist for a music artist who believes at first that this song is not good. I have one problem. People do not even agree to the fact that their content isn't good.
Exactly.
In fact, in my line of work over the years, I would strongly say that people who promote their songs the most are the ones with whack songs. So I want to know why you have this energy for promotion and this song is not good. And a certain big producer worked on this song. Why is it that way?
All right. I want to bring so many reasons to this. First and foremost, when I say a hungry producer does not care what comes to the table, he wants the session money, He just wants to work.
Mm.
And that is a big problem. But one thing most producers don't understand is this. Behind them,
Mm-hmm.
when they are not present in any function, anywhere, whatever they do as their work speaks for them.
That's how it should be.
Their production is like their ID cards.
Mm-hmm.
Your ID cards represent you in your absence.
Mm-hmm.
And now, the quality of the ID card also determines your standards, right? Because I can't go to a function, a very big function, and then I ask someone I believed joined me in a function of timber and caliber.
Okay.
And then I run up to someone and say, oh, please, can I have your complimentary card? Maybe I'll have to call you later.
Mm-hmm.
Then you bring out a substandard complimentary card.
Mm-hmm.
My mindset would be like, this person is not serious. He's not part of us.
Okay.
So
That's like judging a book by its cover.
yes, our production,
Mm.
our outfits should represent us in our absence. But it's very, very sad that some producers, most producers, all of us, we are in the same table.
Yeah, I like the fact that you used the term us, all of us.
All of us, in most cases, will have these artists coming into the studio just because the producer has seen that, oh, this person will not blow. He no go blow. Make I chop him money. And that's
Okay.
crazy.
Okay.
That's very, very crazy. So now I'm not going to push it here or there, but I'm going to show you the weight.
Mm.
And you'll be able to figure out where the weight is going.
Yeah, because we actually want to weigh right now to be sure
Do you
that
understand?
we want to know
Now,
where this lies.
most producers will know that this artist, I know a producer that walked up to me and told me, oh, this artist no go blow, collect him money, chop him. And that's why I'm talking with experience.
Mm. You're not that producer, yeah?
I can't be.
Okay.
I can't be. I'd rather send the artist home,
Okay.
give him the job, even if I want to produce him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make the song, ask him to take 3 days, 4 days to come back to me. And I always make sure I said it. I always make sure I say that, look, take this work, go home, listen to it, get acclimatized with the entire body of work, understand what you are writing, erase and correct your write-ups.
Mm.
And if there are needs for you to have some friends around you that know music, let them be there when you rehearse. This is my daily talk.
I listened to someone some years ago about OJB Jezreel, God bless his soul, and the person mentioned that he is one of the best producers Nigeria ever had. And reason is that when he has artists in the studio recording songs and he feels you're not delivering right, he goes ahead to amend your lyrics, help you with the song, and even record the song with his own voice.
Naturally,
You take it home and listen to the song.
this is exactly
come
what
back to deliver
this is
it.
exactly what I've done. So
I don't know
far.
how true that is, but I heard something like this.
It is 100% true.
Okay.
Because as at last month, I actually recorded a song for an artist
Okay.
and gave him the entire work, just like songwriters do.
Mm-hmm.
Professional songwriters, what they do is they don't just pen lyrics and send you to start rehearsing or what.
Okay.
They go into the studio, record the entire work, then send you the demo.
Okay.
All you just need to do is to listen and learn, and then go back to studio and do it your way.
Okay.
That is how a complete songwriter does his business. So this thing, as at last month, I actually did it for an artist.
Okay,
So it's real.
Go into let's go into real talks. This is not an attack, but it will look like one. I want, while we're discussing on this, I want to ask a very important question to you.
Okay.
I'm throwing this to you personally as
Okay.
Young Rock. Okay, have you ever produced a wax song?
Yes.
Think carefully.
Yes. Yes.
You've produced.
Yes.
In recent times, have you produced a wax song?
In recent times, I think, not really. No.
Now, I'm not talking about your songs. Yeah?
Not my songs.
I'm talking about you producing another music artist.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an attack.
No,
But
no, it's not
no
an
problem. I'll clear the air.
Okay.
It's an attack, but no problem. Okay, now that is where the artist problem comes in. Some of the artists will come to the studio knowing that they don't have good jobs. They insist that you produce them.
Okay. Don't you have a right to say no?
We've been saying no. We've been saying no. Actually, I ran into a problem because of this kind of issues.
Okay.
A work artist came to my studio. That was like 4 years ago or so. And I wasn't there. He booked a session with my staff. And in the next day, I saw a name on the calendar that I was going to produce the artist. So my own is just to show up on the time and then see the person, have little conversation with him to understand, especially first-time artists. So when I listened to the artist, when I had little conversations, I noticed that he wasn't ready.
Okay.
I asked him to go home. He insisted that I should walk, that he was not interested in releasing the song.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm just giving.
Wait.
I'm just giving you.
How is it possible that someone comes to a studio, wants to record a song, and is not interested in releasing
Even
the
yesterday,
song?
they told me the same thing in the studio.
That
they just wanted to freestyle. That they
okay,
are not ready to release.
You don't pay for a session to be recorded as a rehearsal. There are rehearsal studios.
There are rehearsal studios, but this set of guys, they have the money, they have the resources.
Did you try to tell them that there are rehearsal studios? Maybe they didn't know.
Yes, these are the things I don't miss. I will always remain, because I'm trying to, keep my integrity as a producer, as a professional producer. So there are things I do, and if peradventure tomorrow somebody say, Rock, you did there, this thing happened, I will say, share I tell you now.
But the share I tell you now for people who know you. What if I am listening from elsewhere? I've heard Young Rock on the Beat.
Yes.
And I don't know you. I don't even have the opportunity to meet you. I may never have the opportunity to meet you. So I already see you, and probably coincidentally, I can hear 3 or 4 songs produced by you that are whack, and you have your reasons for that. And from nowhere, I've heard you produce Mr. A, B, C, and D, and they're all whack. But I've not heard you produce the good ones. I've not heard any of that. But coincidentally, I have these 4 that are bad, and from different people. Automatically, I see you as a bad producer, because I will feel like, okay, he tries with the production, the beats, the mics are good, but there's no how do I put it? There's no coaching in that aspect to help this artist be a better artist. Because sometimes more they look this thing, it's not just about the artist. More they understand, say, if the artist no do well, it sends a bad message out there.
Outside, like I told you before, a good job speaks for itself.
Yes.
And it's like our complimentary card in our absence speaks for us.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a bad work outside, it represents how bad you are. Do you understand?
I do.
If a producer has a bad work outside, then it represents how bad he is. Most especially to people who have not met him before,
who may never meet him,
even if he is too good. All right. But the problem lies on this same issue of artists not paying attention.
Okay.
I can give you 100 reasons. I can sit here and give you 100 reasons why so many artists and so many producers have failed.
I wish we would have that time, but you can break it down.
Yes. Okay. For example, you don't expect a producer to make your production today and then mix a complete job
on that same day.
On that same day.
No, it's
but cool. So many, like 88% of these artists, this is what they want.
Because they want to pay for one session, yeah.
Not just because they want
Are
to
you
pay for.
guys still doing sessions?
No,
Let me
we are no
understand.
longer.
Are you still doing
We're
sessions?
no longer doing sessions now.
Because I think I'm sounding outdated.
Old school.
So they no longer do sessions.
No,
You
no.
just pay for a song. How does it work?
In Nigeria today,
Mm.
we are all charging for the project.
Okay.
But outside this country, you actually pay for time, session, and then you pay for the project.
Which is what I already know. You pay for your session, then you pay for the production.
Yeah, we used to do that before in Nigeria, but all of a sudden things keep evolving and people are no longer interested. When an artist comes to you in the studio, they'll but I no want pay for session. I want make.
So it's just paying for a project and making sure that project is done.
Totally complete.
Okay.
But the problem still comes and boils down to most of them, when you do these jobs for them, they want it today. Even when they go home, they keep pestering you on call. Baba, I want you and go show tomorrow. I mean, they'll put you in a haste. They want you to, do it this way, do it that way. And when you don't do it, these same artists will be the first set of people to label you a bad producer.
I would label you a bad producer if I hear it.
Now, the other side of it is this. When you tell them, look, what you're writing is not good, they keep telling you, Baba, record us like that. Now, so we want them. Now, after the whole body of work comes out and they play it outside, then maybe some other good musicians hear that side and then criticize it. The first thing they will point at is the producer. Now, they will never remember the genesis of that issue.
What happened to rejecting the project and refunding them?
I do. I don't know about so many others. I do. I will blatantly tell you, okay, if you cannot work with me, I will gladly pay you back. It's simple.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of things to handle. Now, the humble ones will listen to you. And then it will take us like 3 weeks. Because I'll have to monitor what he's doing. I have to understand how he's writing. Once, like I always tell them, go home, work. Then bring back your work. Wherever you stop, I'll take over from there. And that is how I do it. When I notice that your lyrics is not too strong, then we start changing it while you're voicing.
Okay.
And I believe and I give kudos to a lot of producers because sometimes after doing all these things, we go home very exhausted.
Yeah, you're paid for that time. That's why you're
It's
working.
It's not compared to the health part of it, health aspect of it. It's not compared to the energy we exert.
I would actually come to a question. Maybe when you're done with this, I'll come to a question regarding that because I would like us to talk about intellectual property and who does the most. But let's finish up with this.
I want to clear this work artist, work producer issue because it's an ongoing war. The ongoing war is they keep blaming the producers and the producers keep blaming the artists, and then the general public blame the entire body of work. That is all of us. So that is the problem. But we should learn how to. And I think I've tried to educate artists. I've tried to host seminars around this whole issue, how well an artist should be, how well composed, how to write a good song. And even on my Facebook accounts, I'm still writing every day, educating them free of charge. Free of charge.
Okay.
In places like Denmark, you don't do that free of charge. You have to pay for it.
Well, I know something about, I would use Nigerians as an example. I know, no, let me not use Nigerians. I'll use professionals as case study. I believe no professional teaches you anything for free. And reason is this, they might be telling you certain things, but to attract you because they don't tell you the actual pros and cons that will make you really successful in that area. So when you say free of charge, I want to understand, do you go deep into, like, do you go deeper, Daddy? So do you really go deeper to
be honest with you, I vowed, I had an experience while growing up in the entertainment industry, and I could tell initially I was an artist, And then I went to a studio. Let me just tell you the entire
Yes.
story.
Okay.
We rehearsed this song. He said, yeah, fine, 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 fine. He wasn't truthful to us to tell us that the song is bad or good. He never did. What he demanded from us was to pay for the job.
Okay.
The moment we paid for the job, I could remember 7,000 naira. That was way back, over 20 something years now. And the moment he received the money, he sent my brother and I out to buy cigarettes for him. We went out to buy cigarettes. Before we could return, this guy had completed the entire beat. Who does that?
He does. He actually does.
You know, he completed a beat that we did not sing. And then he forced us that we should
sing
on the beat. We sang on the beat on one line channel recording. Very outrageous. And as I always react, I didn't like the idea. I told him I didn't like the idea. He said, yeah, this is good, I'll do it. Then he loaded a software auto-tune to make us believe that the job has been mixed. Under 30 minutes, we recorded 2 songs. Just because it was our first time, we didn't know how it worked.
Okay, briefly, before let me not cut you short, I'm so sorry for that. You mentioned auto-tune.
Yes.
There's this talk about auto-tune being unprofessional. Is it true?
We are yet to talk about it.
Okay.
Because
have it in mind.
Yeah, I have it in mind. So, like what I was saying, he loaded an auto-tune to the vocals to make us, because then I didn't know what a mix sounded like.
Okay.
What I knew was if something was touched on the voice or on the song, then there would be a little change.
Okay.
So we noticed the auto-tune was crying on our voice, like, ah! We felt it was just it.
Okay.
So we left.
Yeah.
And I calculated the time. It was barely 30 minutes. We did 2 songs, like 2 tracks.
You did wait.
2 tracks.
You did 2 tracks in 30
minutes.
That's 15 minutes for a track.
That was wicked. So when I got home, I was disappointed, I was angry, and I told myself there and there that nobody will ever produce a song I'm going to sing again.
So that's like the inspiration behind you being a producer.
I had to take the bull by the horn.
Okay.
Now, I put myself in the shoes of a lot of artists who don't know what is going on. And that is the reason why I have come out to tell them, learn these things before you go to the studio. And what I'm doing is what I call a humanitarian service to the entertainment body. Although, you get where you go reach, you go pay me. No worry.
It's not an outright philanthropy.
No worry.
It's not you
see
why I say, you see why I use the term that most professionals tell you certain things. But when you bring it down to real facts, they are actually advertising themselves, now calling you, beckoning on you to come spend money.
I'm actually giving 88%.
88%. Okay.
Yes. Now, if you want to dig deeper into the knowledge, then you have to visit.
Okay.
You have to pay a visit. So that is just how it is. I'm trying to tell them whatever I'm giving out for free out there is the fundamental. That is what you need to know.
Okay.
Do you understand? The fundamentals of doing good music, the fundamentals of writing a good song, the fundamentals of hitting the studio at the right time, the things you need to avoid before recording. So many artists don't know this.
Yeah.
And these things play a vital role in music, recording, promotions. Everything involved in music and entertainment. So I dish out these things. For example, you are not supposed to overfeed yourself before you record a song.
Okay.
You are not supposed to overload yourself with food.
Because of your vocals?
Because of your vocals. You are not supposed to, be on toxicity. You are not meant to be intoxicated before you.
A lot of people
record. They will tell you, oh, this is when we get high. We get high, we do better. But it's wrong. It's a lie, complete lie. So you only be on ecstasy.
Is it true that most people who do that, some people actually believe that's what helps them do
But
good
it
songs.
doesn't.
Sometimes they do good songs
It
as well.
doesn't. It doesn't. Let me tell you. Let me tell you why it doesn't. While you're under alcohol or highness or whatever, kolos, oncolos, once you are under those influence, you will do whatever you like, and when you're doing it, you feel it's right. Now, when you go home and leave it for the producer will single out every mistake on your song. And then when they try calling you back, that is where the artist problem comes in. They try calling you back to come and fix these things. The artist will say, oh, Baba, record it like that.
Okay.
I no get time. Just do them like that. They will tell you, they will give you the order.
Who doesn't have time for their project?
The artists of today are careless.
You know, I believe that
they are very
it would have been
careless.
wonderful if we had an artist on this pod, because most of them would disagree with what you're saying.
And then I'll break it down for them and I'll point them and tell them their faults. And they know. They actually know the problems. They will tell you, oh, Baba, record them, take it like that, take it like that. And someone like me, I'll ask you 4 times, 5 times. Okay, I'll give you an example. There's an artist I'm working with, and he's a single track. We've worked on that song for 4 months. And I'm actually ready to give it up, to ask him to go to another studio to work.
What's the issue with
now? The issue is this. He came to me, sang a song. I understood what he was singing. He had a good story, but he wasn't ready for it. We made the first beat. He recorded on the beat, went home, and it was just perfect. He texted me, oh, Baba, thank you. I love that song. 2 days later, he came back to my studio. Boss, I no longer like that beat. I want you to make it reggae. Very funny. I want you to.
Did you change overnight, Abby?
Yes. He said, no, I don't like the beat. I want you to make it reggae. First question I asked him, the song you sang has what we call hit points.
Okay.
And progressions. Right? And the progression you sang is
has nothing to do with reggae.
Yeah. He just insisted that, boss, I beg. If you do it like that, I will like him. Now, I felt he was going to have some adjustments on his lyrics and singing pattern. I made reggae again. Just to avoid problem, I didn't charge him again. I assumed that, okay, it was my bad to have made a beat that he didn't like after he wrote me that he loved it. You get?
Okay.
I made a reggae beat for him, and then he came back and sang the same pattern, the same progressions, the same system he sang with the previous. And now the song became scattered.
Had no direction.
Out of context, out of genre, out of theme. And now, why is that song taking 4 months to finalize? I've been mixing that work. And mixing is not just knowing the exact plugins and software you just load every time and the song comes out well. Mixing is feeling.
Okay.
I have to put myself in the song. Like, what am I expecting in this song? Are there other songs like this, similar to this? We make references, right? I have more than 60 million songs in my coffers.
60
million songs that I can make references to.
Okay.
Shout out to Spotify.
Okay. Okay.
So it's very close to me. It's in my system, my office system. So what I do is, before I mix a song, I look at the song, I play it very raw, and I think about it like, what am I expecting on this song? What other genre of song does this particular song fall into? How are these songs mixed, the ones already in the market? Because I believe before any song comes into the market, it must have been vetted that it's okay.
No, wax songs come into the market.
Wax songs come into the market when the artists don't have management or A&Rs to tell them.
What if the management is bad?
then
it still comes out to the market.
It's no management then. They're not serious. So these things are things I look out for. And if you have been to the studio when I'm trying to start up a mix, artists may not understand what I do. Once I open their jobs, I start playing another music. Like, to them, they'll feel like, okay, he's getting distracted. He's supposed to be mixing my job, and he's playing another song. What I do is what we call referencing. When I'm playing those songs that are already out in the market, I'm listening to the way, the manner of approach, how the producer, the mix engineer approached that song compared to what I'm about to face.
Okay.
Right? And this is what we do. Like every producer who knows how to mix and master, this is what we do.
Okay.
We reference songs. We even check around the volume outputs, the loudness war, the dBs, where the volume, the sweet spot, everything before we start touching a song. Now, that song, I've been checking everything. I mean, I don't try to get what fits it in, and it's not working.
Nothing fits it.
Nothing. And I kept telling the boy, I called him over and over, oh guy, your song no good. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm finding it difficult. I have mixed more than 30 other songs that came after yours, and yours is still pending here. Why? Because anytime I open it and I try to reflect into the song, I try to put myself into the song, I'm just getting.
So what do you intend to do with this? Let it go?
Actually, I've called him several times to come and revoice. That's so
because
I've exhausted.
I wanted to attack you on that. So if you let it go, it's still going to be in the market.
I've exhausted.
And still produced by Young Rock.
Yeah.
A wax song.
Yeah.
Because you just mentioned certain things now. We would listen to that song on radio, probably, if anybody agrees to play it. And even if you don't play it on radio, it still goes out there.
Yeah.
The media channels to promote songs have all evolved, and there are so many other channels you can promote without going to
those ones.
those old ones.
So,
and so the thing is this: if it goes out there, Young Rock is on this bit, did this production. Obviously, you're the one on the mix because nobody was mentioned to have mixed it. Nigerians are good with calling names on songs. So if it were
going to talk about
if it was a foreign production, most times you don't even know who the producers are.
You don't need to know.
But our producers wants to be known. The person who mixes it wants to be known. The artist himself would shout his name like 20, 30 times.
I call them roll calls.
So at some point it gets boring.
In a song you hear like 5 names.
Why not do a good song, make a good song, and we'll listen to it without you? Is Young Rock on the beat? And everybody is shouting, wow, that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, that's crazy. We already know it was your song, or it is your song, because if I listen to this song and I like it, the next thing would be to know
the credits.
Who produced this song, who has or owns this song. All these credits will tally back to you. And if it writes back to you, then you're good. You don't need shouting your name over and over again for me to know, say, now you do this thing. You know, makes sense now.
So the thing is, for that particular song now, I have told the artist that I've exhausted my limits.
So since you've stayed 4 months, are you going to refund him?
He is supposed to pay me extra for using my resources.
Okay.
At least, if I told you that the song has been managed for 4 months, it means I have used almost my time, all the sessions, just to ensure that I keep a good name.
Let's get a complete view on this. We've talked about how these artists work. We've talked about the mistakes some of the producers make and the faults that comes from the music artists. Now, in a nutshell, who do you think is to be blamed for all these that you've talked about? Do we blame the artist? Do we blame the producer? Or do we blame both of them for being a part of this?
All right, the thing is this. There is lack of synergy. They lack it. The artist, the producer.
Because there should be synergy in anything you're doing.
There should be full time, like 110% synergy, you know, and there should be some level of understanding
Okay.
between the artist and the producer and the project in
Okay.
question. Because these are the things you don't have to ignore. If you actually want to make a good song, if you're actually aiming to be famous, if you're actually aiming to cash out, because that is the
The trend,
mindset.
yeah. Everybody has that
Of
mindset. Everybody needs money, yeah.
the new age artists. If it were to be before, the artists are not just looking for cash out. They're actually
It's more like a passion.
messengers. They're actually messengers. They speak. They talk about experiences. They talk about what people have experienced. And people, when they listen to these songs, they say, oh, yeah, this is an evergreen song. And that is where evergreen music is derived from.
Okay.
Now, in today's world, they are just very ready to cash out. Even what they are writing in their lyrics today, they are always, if it's not booty booty, wine, 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 then it is cash, 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 or Lua, make me cash out without working for it.
Okay.
Now, if you want to do these things, you have to be ready to know that you're going to be very articulate about your writing. Your writing structure, the song pattern, your vocals. It's like taking care of your health. Before you go to a studio, you have to take care of your voice. You know, you have to know the do's and the don'ts. And then when you get to the studio and the producer sees your headway, and then you humble yourself as an artist and tell your producer, this is what I'm lacking. You will understand the whole story will change, because the producer will come into the program full time.
Okay.
You know, for me, if I see an artist that has pride, like, Oga, correct this thing, you tell me this is how it should sound, then I'll let you be. It is your own will, right? But it's not supposed to be that way. So to correct this whole thing, there should be synergy between producer, the artist, and the music.
When there's no synergy, what do you advise?
Then it's not going to work out. That's the truth. It's not going to work out, because music also is like an energy. It's like an energy, like it started way before we are all created.
Okay.
So it's an energy as well. Why I call it an energy is that there are people that when they listen to a song, they start crying. Because it's a feeling. You're sending out something. And there are also other songs that when you listen to them, you get aggressive.
A lot of people tell you that music is spiritual. Yeah.
That is the energy I'm talking
It works
about.
with the mind, yeah.
So these things have to work hand in hand to be channeled to the right output.
So in other words, what are you saying?
What I'm saying is the artist and the producers should work together. Let there be a level of understanding.
And if
Then
they
they
can't work together, they should find a way to split, yeah?
Of course, if it cannot, if an artist cannot work.
If you notice a song is bad, if you notice a song is bad, and you produce the song, just like this song you talked about being 4 months with you, would you like it to be out there?
I don't advise that.
No, it's not about what you advise. It's about what you want.
I don't.
Would you let it go out there?
Honestly, I can't even play it in my studio. Like,
so, would you give it to him? He paid for it.
He paid for it. But I have to tell him the honest truth.
And if he insists on taking it out there, would you let it?
It's up to him.
That's the point.
It's up to him, but there is something. The moment I clear the air, like, okay, Chief, this song is not worth the market right now. You are not ready. And he's insisting. Then you have to make a deal for me.
Which is?
My name shouldn't be there.
I paid you for it. Your name should be there.
No.
Yes.
No. I still reserve the right.
What if why I paid you?
I still reserve the right to exempt my
Hold on, please.
name from a production.
Okay. What if why I actually paid you isn't because you are the producer of my choice, but because you have that name? It's just like, okay, let me take for example, I would like to use a popular producer.
Okay.
Let's say someone like Jazzy. If I'm working with Jazzy, the trend is that everybody puts the producer's name in the song or on the song. And I'm working with Jazzy. Why do you think I went to him to pay that money? Because he's the best producer.
To get the name.
There are people who can produce as much as he does.
Okay. Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
Do you know how many wax songs that Jazzy has produced that you can never hear?
There could be. There would be.
Because it's an open market.
Now the point
We are
is,
like an open market.
Baba, I want you
producers
to
come.
Baba, I want me you produce this song for me. And in producing this song, I just want use you thread. I want use you blow. Now because of your name, make me come to you. Now I know I'm paying heavy, but I'm paying this much just to hear Young Rock on the beat.
And what if the song is
and you're telling me I'm not going to put it there?
What is the song is not nice? It's a waste of my own resources.
Yes, you collected money for it now.
It's a waste of my own resources. And
but
then
you
I reserve the right to say, please don't put my name out there.
So would I now tell you to pay me back? You refund me?
Before anything gets to that point, I believe every good producer should have advised, should have talked, and reached his limit.
Let me ask you a direct question.
Okay.
You do song for me.
I know exactly what you're saying.
This song don't make sense.
If you pay me, you're paying me
you
for
don't
my
finish.
time.
Wait, you don't finish the song. You give me the song. I can't tell you say, Baba, your name no dey this song. Now your name make me come here. Put your name for the song. Now your name make me come here. Put your name for this song. Okay. Whether I work or you know work. Now my song. Okay. And I won't make your name dey this song. Now you producer.
Now, at the end of the day, I have to put it this way. If I'm a popular producer, then the reason why I'm popular is
Are you not popular?
No, I'm just giving an example. Okay. Like I was saying, if I am a popular producer and I am known to have made good beats, and then an artist tracks me and comes to my studio to make a bad song and insists that my name must be on my tag must be on his production after I won, then he should go and mess up himself in the public space, because wherever he's playing or promoting, already know the brand name.
So you've already spoken for yourself and whatever he wants
to do. So I have a reason to justify myself, because if I wasn't popular or popularly known, then he wouldn't have known me. So if he insisted against my professional advice, don't do this, and he insisted on doing it, then he is going to make a show of shame of himself out there, because they will know that this is the same rock that did this hit and that hit and this hit and this other hit and this one. So whose fault is that?
Okay. Let's wrap it up. And okay, now I wanted to ask this question. We talked about it earlier. The intellectual property, who delivers more? From what end do you think someone should own a right to intellectual property?
It's a 50-50 thing, because it involves a lot of work from the artist, a lot of work from the producer, and some people that they don't mention anytime, any day, which are the studio rats. You know, when it comes to crediting a song, so many Nigerians, let me come to that, make that big mistake of, you know, not crediting people in the studio while they were working. Okay. Now, this thing boils down to anybody who is involved in your recording is part of your it's part of the intellectual property thing. And that is why there should be credit to everybody, anyone. Even when an artist, like I began to understand this whole system over the years now, and it feels like whenever I'm done producing a song, I make sure I list down everybody that worked in the studio that day.
Do you get royalty from productions that you do, that you make?
Yes.
You get royalty from all productions?
Yes, from DSPs. The moment you upload your song.
Is there a way to pay you off?
Yes, my account is there.
No. I mean, if I own a song and I don't want you to earn royalty from my song, is there a way to pay you off?
It's never done.
It's not?
It's never done. Even when you pay me for production and you pay me for entire body of work and the mixing and everything, the universal rule still remains the same. It doesn't change.
And this rule is from the distribution companies?
From the DSPs.
So what if I like?
Huh?
What if I like?
What if you lie? Then I take it off from there.
Take it off from where?
Because you're actually stealing my intellectual
I
property.
can pay you not to. I can pay you not to put your name on the
If
song.
you
How
pay
would you
me
prove that?
for that, then there should be a memorandum of understanding. You have to write to me officially that, okay, I'm taking your name off this song, and then you pay me off. So the producer will decide how much is being paid for him to, take his eyes entirely
Okay,
off.
I'm paying you for this. I'm paying you for this production and everything. What are we looking at?
5 million
5 million naira. Or
just to take my name off.
5 million naira.
After you must have paid whatever you're paying.
And that's different from production?
Yes.
5 million naira.
100% different.
What if I don't have 5 million naira?
Then you're not ready.
I can't be making a song that I want to make money from and you're demanding 5 million naira. Why?
Because you're actually taking my...
What if at the end of the day I don't make 5 million
my
naira?
intellectual
What
property.
if at the end of the day I don't make 5 million naira from that song?
It's up to you. Do you know that okay, let me say, I have seen a case where producer A did the entire work and the song was being released, and producer B's name that wasn't even there
from the onset
was mentioned. I can even give you an example of the bunch.
I'd like to talk about the bunch.
That is this song, Emergency. Emergency. That song was produced by an Owerri producer. The bunch never met him from anywhere.
This Owerri producer, does the person have a name?
I think there's a way, I think I've forgotten his name, but J5, right? Okay, J5. Made that song. But the song came out with another person's name. Nothing was even done to the boy until he started making noise. He took it up, announced it to the public space, and then the band had to fly down to Owerri again to come and see him. Even made a video where he was like saying, I never met this boy before. Now my first time of seeing this guy. Meanwhile, that song had made a lot of hits.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know, since he did this, does it make up for that act?
He did. If I could remember, I think he paid 700,000 as at then. And then included the boy's name.
In the song?
In the song. As a producer on the credits.
Okay.
Because it's totally wrong if someone makes a song, another person releases it, and then gives credit to other people. It's been going on. It's a war. And people are taking it up. Like Wizkid had this issue with one producer. I think the guy that did Soko.
Okay, yeah, Soko, yeah, I know.
The guy that did Soko. It's the same thing.
You keep mentioning Wizkid. Do you have a beef with Wizkid?
No, he's a good guy.
Is there something personal
about him? I'm giving examples.
Yeah, instances. I understand, but when you mention someone over and over again, it means like you've been studying the person.
Things that have been going on. These guys are almost every artist role model. Okay. Like artists keep coming and referencing them.
No, so you think
like them
intellectual property when it comes to production and the music artist has to go both ways, and the royalties as well.
Yes.
And it has been like that for some time.
It has been like that over ages.
Now, what is it with artists, music artists, and following trends without actually being creative? Sometimes we have different kind of genres in this industry, and I don't think it's one thing that we should keep doing. There is a Mapiano, and everybody's jumping on a Mapiano. We've had Afrobeats for some time. I remember there was a time techno at some point was trending. Not techno the artist, techno the genre of music. Yeah. So, I mean, why is it that we keep jumping on trends, not even wanting to know if it's our style, if it's good for us? Some people might be good with high life.
Exactly.
But you try Afrobeats, is definitely not to give you the same.
Exactly.
You try R&B, it wouldn't give you the same. Some people are versatile. It doesn't mean everybody can be versatile. So what is it with music artists and trends? And we're wrapping up with this.
Okay.
What is it with music artists and trends, following trends rather, instead of being creative and doing what they know they can do?
It still boils down to that thing I'm talking about. We started with freestyle, and this is just almost what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, in global music, there are very many genres of music. And aside Nigerian music or Nigerian music scene, I believe the rest of the world have, done their own thing, their own researches. So many artists figured out where the best fit. But the thing about Nigerian music is they keep stereotyping everything.
Okay.
Honestly, if this works, then everybody's singing this. I remember the year Mr. Easy did his own type of work. I think I recorded more than 100 songs of that nature. And they keep calling, once they walk into you, Baba, Mr. Easy.
And they sample a song
They
for you.
sample
They
a
want you to
song.
do
They
almost
want
the
you
same
to do
thing.
the
Yeah.
same thing. Some of them go to YouTube and copy it and then play it for you.
I know it happened with Runtown at some time. Everybody wanted to follow that trend.
Exactly. Even Davido did follow Runtown and then maintained it, and it became his own type of sound. Then he started claiming that he brought pom pom. Meanwhile, it was
Runtown. Actually, yeah. Okay.
Yes. So the thing is, we don't have that. We refuse to identify what we are singing. We refuse to identify our genre of music. Everybody, if you call them, they say, they want to be versatile. For God's sake, if you are versatile, you can't be 100% versatile on everything. Right? There are people they call pop artists. There are techno artists. And what they do is they maintain their area of specialty and they do it better and better as each day goes by. But in Nigeria, 1 million people are singing like Burna Boy.
Yeah.
The rest of Wizkid FC are singing like Wizkid. The other part of Davido FC are also singing like Davido. And this is what you continue seeing. Okay, when Generation started reigning, I think I can tell you that I was the first producer to have ever made Generation after the times of Nigaro.
Okay. That's hip hop gyration.
Hip hop gyration. It wasn't really gyration if you listen to that work very well. It wasn't called gyration. So and it was like 5 years after or so, or 6 years after, I
had to resample,
a very strong gyration, and it blew up everywhere before the likes of Zoro took it and carried it like the stereotyping thing. So
now what
once the song
go ahead.
reigned, everybody started doing gyrations. People were trooping into my studio like, Baba, do na gyration. Now you do F2 Abi. So this became very tiring, because at the end of the day, you figure out that an R&B singer is trying to sing R&B on a gyration beat. It doesn't work. A rapper who does not a hardcore rapper, let's say a hardcore rapper, would want to, rap on gyration, forgetting the elements of this particular genre. And at the end of the day, when you make that kind of music, listeners will say, what in this one they form like now? Who in one copy? That is the beginning of your failure.
Okay, I think this is something great. What do you have to tell us while wrapping up? This should be the end of it. We've had an amazing time. So I wish we had more time. But at this point, I think we should just, we could have something else to extend this, because it's good for us to know all about these things and find a way to forge ahead. It's not just about talking about them. It's about looking for a way to make it better. So your final words, please.
My final word is we have to, try as much as possible to be original and specific around what we're doing.
Okay.
And then be focused on this journey in the entertainment world. The artists should learn to, coordinate themselves. They have to learn to learn.
Okay.
Because learning is just the apex of everything. If you're writing a song, you want to write about a particular theme of a song, then you learn. You put yourself in that environment. You ask questions. If you can't ask questions, you read books.
Okay.
You check your environment. If you're talking about politics, then you can't mix politics with talking about women in a song, like naked women in a song about politics. So we have to learn to be very, articulate in our songwritings. That is for the artist, and then the producers also need to, understand that things must be done the way they should be done. If a song is not working well, tell them the truth first. Tell them, bro, this song is not going to work with what you're writing. This beat you're asking of is not going to work with what you're writing. Because music is mood too. You can't be singing a heartbreak song, and then you want it to be jumpy.
Okay.
Do you
I
understand?
understand that, yeah.
You can't be writing a heartbreak song, and then you want it to be clubby.
What if I'm dancing away myself?
Nobody dances heartbreaks, except you are depressed.
Okay.
Except
What if I'm dancing away depression?
So
Okay.
that is how it
Okay.
is. So we need to learn how to do all these things right.
All right. This is where we come to the end of this, and I would like to thank you especially for being a part of the Sip&Talk podcast, and it's been a pleasure. It's been interesting. It's been inspiring as well. We would do a lot of things together after this. So thank you very much, Young Rock, for being a part of this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful people, this is where we call it a wrap on the show. I am Cool DJ Blaze, and this is the Sip&Talk podcast. Thank you very much.